I I traded Microsoft, and of all things, I ended up trading NNRA today as well too. A stock that I typically do not trade, but did take it in the morning. Not a stock I typically watch, but I really liked the daily that was setting up, and yesterday it broke cleanly. So I came into the day saying I will accept a 50 to 80 cent spread on this stock. And I came in and I knew how I was going to manage it, and it just made me much more comfortable to manage that stock today. So it was a nice clean break. Huh? Yeah, it was a winning trade. I took it right off the 160 level. It made a 160 high, and then it was touching it, and it would pull back and bounce right back up to. I was like, I'm gonna take this if it breaks it. Caught 30 cent slippage in it, but I caught the pop up before it came all the way back down. So. Yep. So that was one, and then it was into Microsoft was my other one that I had. Of all things, I probably could have ended up with a little bit more on Microsoft, but I hit the wrong thing there. I caught the Microsoft was at a 238, another dollar level. Got a really nice, decent stop out of it. Partial got up near the top, and then it would have come down. But I mean, Microsoft ran all day today. But right within my plan. Yep. Oh, uh-oh. We are on YouTube and nobody can hear us. I apologize. Hello. Out there on YouTube, you should all be able to hear us now.
Hello, can you hear me? Yeah. Hey everybody, we're having a great conversation about the markets, about movies, about life in general. We're living the dream here.
Everything except trading.
Oh, we're talking trading too. Come on.
There we go.
What's going on here with Penn and Donkey Kong? Penn's up quite a bit here.
Yep.
Wow.
Got a request about
there's
Naked too, Brian, if you want to take a look at Naked, N-A-K-D.
Yeah, I was looking at it earlier. I mean, it's a pretty, it's like it's a $1.50 stock. I don't know. It's flatlining. Big day yesterday, big pop up today. Pull back. Who knows where it's going to go from here? I don't know what the float is on it. Let's take a quick look at that. I get a feeling it's a low float. No, not really. It's 96 million shares.
Yeah, I see 41 million, but either way. But when it was 40 cents, Brian, that's that's not a lot of shares, I guess.
Well, yeah. I don't know what to make of Naked. I don't know how I would trade that. One thing you could do is just keep an eye on it to see what it did tomorrow. It's trading just couple dimes above yesterday's close. SPY is continuing to kind of sell off here.
Yep.
Apple is leaking.
Ninja, what is GBR? This is up 1,000% today.
Yeah, I was looking at GBR too. It's going. I don't know what's going on with that either. It's
250.
GBR. 2 million. Yeah, it's got says 2 million float.
Yeah.
So easy to pump that up. What's the volume on GBR today, Peter?
90 million. Average volume is 300,000 shares. So they're a little bit over their average, their RVol.
Just a little bit.
And just be aware, guys, that the spread on this can be pretty bad. So I mean, it's right now it's 24.31 by 25, so 70-cent spread. You
it's
hit
American
the
exchange too.
Yeah, you hit the ask, you're down 70 cents if you want to bail right away.
31,481% RVol.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
I love it. I like Master Chief, the way you worded that, just back on the market regulators. Yeah, that they're trying to shut down the new Bloomberg terminal. You're right. It's a good perspective because see, there's the bat phone.
Bat phone. You said the wrong thing on air, Peter.
No, they're coming after me. They didn't take them long, did it? But you're right. The Bloomberg terminal essentially gave advanced news and information to the rich and powerful, right, and the insiders, so they could get the news first, and us common folk. Not that it was illegal for us to have it, just none of us could afford it, right? Because you're not paying $15,000 a month for a Bloomberg terminal in your house. So now suddenly we have access to the advanced information via social media. And they're considering that to be improper. Feels a little lopsided.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a lot of pot calling the kettle black here.
It's very ironic.
Apple's continuing to leak a bit here with the SPY.
Yeah.
Hard to say what do you got? We've got 20 minutes left. So what's VIX doing? VIX is starting to creep a bit.
Yeah.
Fabian, what are you trying to get at on this in this hotkey script? I'm going to go on a rant on hotkey scripts tonight with Peak Capital. But...
Can't wait. Of course, I won't hear the rant, but maybe you can record it for me.
Sounds like fun, eh?
Anyway. Yeah. Okay, so took a bit of a short on Apple here, 138.10. See if we get some more downside here. It's got a tight stop. I'm just watching the SPY, see if sell off here.
Yeah.
I would say, guys, all this joking aside, this is fun. I love the conversation. I'm having a blast with you this afternoon. But back into serious trading, don't let all of this distract you too much. There have always been stocks that have, gone up, like GBR and even GameStop, and sort of the way it's happening is unusual. But we always say to ignore the low floats and concentrate on your game, because if you don't have an edge, you can get yourself in trouble, right? You're in too deep in the pool, and that's when you drown. So just entertain yourself with this, but don't let it distract you from the serious job, if you will, of trading and trying to make money in the markets. And it's tempting. I can tell you, I understand, right? Because you're looking at people out there where you're like, I've been working at this for 6 months, busting my butt, barely breaking even, and these people are just dropping money on GME and making 40, 50 grand. Like it doesn't feel fair, does it? But no one said life was going to be fair. And
Yeah.
they can make 40 or 50 grand once. If you learn to trade properly, you can make your amount over and over and over again and far exceed them over the long term. So that's my voice of reason, if you will, for this afternoon. So
And
take that for what it's worth. And it was offered for free, so there you go. You know,
Yeah, there you go.
remember, trading is not something that is easy. It is something that's going to take a lot of work, a lot of dedication to get it right.
yeah, Francesco, there could be a guy that made 20 million. Like the stock went up so much, it's possible. But you know, if you were risking every dime you had, like, is that smart? That's sort of like saying there's a guy that bet every penny he had on the lottery, and he won. Right? Does that mean that that's advice as to what everybody should go do? Like it's just not. Sure, it could happen. It doesn't mean it's necessarily a good plan. I walked across the freeway and didn't get hit by a car. It was awesome. Well, good for you.
Yeah.
Pretty lucky. I'm not going out there.
Yeah. Yeah, just because it works once doesn't mean it's going to work over and over again.
Nope.
It is. It's kind of like winning a lottery to a certain degree. Okay, so counting on the SPY selling off more here. Come on, Apple, give up that 138.
I'm glad to see you guys seem to have calm heads. You're sort of acknowledging what's going on. So that's good. That's important for us as a room here because it's, we want to make sure that we keep all of you actively engaged in trading over the long term because we want successful traders. We want friends with whom we can trade. I need you to call stocks out for me that I can trade and make money on every day. So. I'm watching my good buddy AMD. It's actually not been a bad trader today. Anybody traded AMD for me? I have not traded at all today, and I'm not about to start now, so.
It's just, it's painful. Come on, Apple.
You
Just
know the
drop.
You know the other thing that's crazy about this is I think John was talking about it earlier. I just caught the tail end of it, but I do too. I now have all the people that I used to work with that knew that this trading was what I was doing, and I've been getting text messages asking about GME and AMC and what's going on and what should I do, and it's like stay away.
Yeah, Mike,
there you go. Stay away.
That's your story that reminds me exactly what Brian always tells us. I love his story about when the barista said he's saving up his paycheck to buy Bitcoin. You know it's time to get out. To me, it's the same thing, right? When your buddies are calling you up and say, "Hey, I hear about this GME thing. Should I get in?" Like that's the time to just get out. Even if you were earlier, time to be done.
Run away.
Yeah.
Run
I know.
away.
I read this story about how a gym teacher was saying that his kids are asking them how you trade options. It's a kind of a scary thing too. But with social media, all this stuff easily gets spread. Even compared to a couple of years ago, it just spreads like wildfire. You get these stories about people making a ton of money.
Well, and
it's still dropping here. Sitting at 77, 130, 137, 77, my favorite number here on Apple.
I'm surprised the SPY. I mean, it's actually been relatively strong today. It's still in the green. It looks like it'll close that way. So compared to yesterday, when we had a pretty dismal day overall in the markets, despite the insanity of some stocks, today has been a more balanced day. But I work in the mental health field, or at least I volunteer in the mental health field a lot, and I really worry about this because, to me, it's not the people that are telling us stories about how they're making a ton of money on GME. It's the bag holders, and the story of the kid that would traded options and then committed suicide because he ended up, blowing 5 times his life savings. That's
Yeah.
what it's the fallout of this, and unfortunately, it's going to happen. So,
I'm just covering a bit of Apple here, 137.90, just because it just seems to be holding. I don't know if it's going to get to 77.
So,
there you go.
So everybody in the room, we have somebody that's out on YouTube that asks, what are some of the main perks of joining the BBT community? And I always think it's better that the community itself answers those type of questions versus the moderators, as we're just kind of here to help guide the vote, I guess, per se. So if you could post in the chat responses to that, if you would.
Thanks, VPA all day. Oh, and Manny, there you go. Music, risk management. Now we're getting serious.
Yeah, sports system.
Mama, yes, the open show is fantastic. Oh, the Magic 8-Ball. See, we have so many little highlights. We got all sorts of little highlights.
Yes.
The webinars. There you go.
So
it's
the webinars.
So you don't trade.
I like Megan's. Megan's response was pretty good, right? A support system, people to celebrate your wins and pick up your down days, collective learning, and your bald head, Peter.
Bald head. All right.
Yes,
well,
Megan likes your bald head.
Bald is beautiful. Me and the Magic 8-Ball, hard to tell apart sometimes. Both shiny.
You and Kojak.
Kojak. I need a lollipop. That's probably too old for most people out here, but.
Okay, well, I got to fill at 137.77. Here it's on
That's
Apple.
Awesome. But our job is done. You laugh once a day.
That works. It's interesting. IPOF kind of popping up here. Somebody knows something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go, Jack.
About a minute and to the 10-minute mark. See if we get any spikes up or down on AMD, Microsoft.
Or more importantly, Bed Bath & Beyond.
Or Bed Bath & Beyond. GME.
Oh, there's my 11-minute warning.
Well, BB is not doing much. What is GME doing, out of curiosity?
Not much.
Right
So
now.
I'm not sure if you caught it, but I believe from what the room has been saying is they actually stopped IB and Robinhood as well as CMEG has stopped people from being able to take positions.
Yeah.
So.
That's pretty crazy. You could close them out, but you couldn't buy it.
Yep.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Apparently.
So if you scroll up, it's a ways up there. Somebody, whoever in the room posted that message from either IB or CMEG, if you post it in there so Peter can pull it up again. It originally was margin requirements, but then a little bit later the message came out. Maybe it's in my DAS as well.
So that's
I
only
don't have the
about
messages.
20. Was it only 25% margin?
Yeah, there you go. There it is. Rufus has it for you.
Oh, this is as of the close, or as of, it says as of the close. So I could probably take a position now, right?
We don't know. You could always try and find out.
Yeah, I'm tempted to. The spread is like 250.
Oh yeah, I
It's
know.
pretty
It's
crazy.
horrible. And did you know that
Ooh, look at that
Robinhood?
from Heather. Look at that post from Heather, Peter.
Opening orders cannot be accepted at this time. Please contact customer service. Really? That seems crazy. Let me try it. I just bought a share.
Oh, Peter bought a share. There you go.
Oops. Well, I did that in my real account, so we'll see if I make or lose money.
That was your first trade of the day, Peter.
My first trade of the day.
And that's why
bought
you
a
weren't
share
supposed to trade, because you were tired.
I'm down $2.70 right off the bat, because that's the spread.
Now, you know how Robinhood makes money, eh? They make money on they sell their orders to the market makers, and they get a percentage of whatever the spread is. So they absolutely, from a business perspective, they love these wide spreads because their percentage that they get back from the market makers is higher.
Yeah, makes complete sense.
Yeah.
So let me pull up.
So they get. I'm sorry, I was just going to complete the thought. Yeah, it's called pay for order flow. So pay for order flow. So they get money for routing all their trades to these different high frequency trading brokerages. Anyway, go ahead, Mike.
I just sold my one share for a profit of 95 cents. So
covered commissions too, Peter.
Was that before? That was before.
I don't want to mess around with it, but that's before commission. So there you go, guys. There's my one trade for the day. 95 cents.
So,
how about
that? So let me pull up the member trade of the day real quick, everybody. It goes out to Waleed for his short on BlackBerry. So, who said you had to be long to make some money on these stocks, right? So a nice short position at a resistance or a support level. It's about $17 is what it looks like. Took an entry, got a couple good partials on a couple dollar move down, and for BlackBerry, as you all know, that's a pretty decent size move for it. And then added as it was doing a pullback, was able to hold through that almost out to either his stop or his break-even point, and then got all out as it approached the low of the day again down at 1340. So excellent trade, Waleed. And
nice. I like that it's a short.
Yeah, it's a short. You don't necessarily need to be long to make the money on it. And for anybody out there that wants to submit for a member trade today, mark up your best trade. Make sure it's a live trade. Tag at Bearable Traders, Mike_BBT, and at NormBBT. Use the hashtag BBT Family Day Trading and Stock Market. We'll select the winner each day, post it on Twitter. Then over the weekend, the team votes on the best trade, and that one will be announced Monday during the closing bell show. And you get a prize from Andrew. This week, we had Eamon talk about how to trade breakouts. That is up in the Education Center under the BBT webinar course under strategy and breakouts. Next week is part 1 of Thor's trading using pivots, starting off with market auction theory. So looking forward to that. That should be a great series over the next 4 months. Yesterday we had Dr. Katz, Harry, and Andrea all in the webinar room discussing the good, the bad, and the ugly of trading and how to continue to improve, how to overcome some of your setbacks, and how to approach trading from a professional aspect. That is up currently in the webinar section, webinar course under Psychology and Town Halls with Dr. Katz. Next week is not, we have Dr. Reed coming in, and he's going to be talking about trend trading again and how that can be a benefit, especially to new traders, that you don't necessarily need to always be trading the 1 minute opening range breakout or the 5 minute. You can find good entries that may fit better with your personality in trend trading. So he's going to talk a little bit about how that works. And then for everybody out on YouTube, if you want to give our chat room a try and see what type of benefits you would receive, you can use the code PREMARKET24. This is going to give you access to our chat room, which is filled all day with different moderators, from Brian, or starting with Norman Carlos at the Pre-Market Show, followed by Andrew and Brian trading live in the morning. Then we got Norm and John again, followed by Eamon. Jared's in there occasionally, Norm, Thor, of course, Peter,
covering
and
Apple.
Myself.
Sorry.
Nice trade,
yeah.
Brian, on Apple. And it will also give you access to the introduction course in our education center. And you can use the code NEWYEAR40 if anybody would like to upgrade their membership or purchase an annual elite membership. Boom. There we go. Back to trading.
Back to trading. I covered Apple down here at 137.27.
So our members just had to show me up. So I made 95 cents. Efren made 10 bucks. I was thinking the same thing. I could have held out and made 10 bucks on my share, and then look at it drop. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm just as happy. I'll take my 95 cents and go home. Really. So I don't mind that at all.
IWM has gone red. That's kind of interesting. We've gone red on. We've gone red on the small caps here into the close.
Yeah, SPY lost the VWAP and it's still pushing lower.
Yes, it is. Apple's still going lower. Might even break 137 now. But I'm all out. There you go.
I've got to run. I've got a very important 4 o'clock appointment. So take care.
Absolutely.
Enjoy the market close. And
take care.
Be back as usual for me tomorrow, everybody. Thanks for dealing with the changes in schedule and stuff over the last couple of days. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Enjoy, Peter.
Thanks.
CGC. Thanks, Peter. Thanks, Peter. Have a good one. Yeah, CGC's on a real. It's been on a real tear since for the last 20 minutes. What's going on there? Jesus. Don't tell me it's heavily shorted. CGC. Oh, it is actually is. It's got 35% short interest. 200. It's got a lot of shares. 228 million. Interesting. Interesting kink. What do we get for earnings coming up here, Mike? Nothing super fantastic Expialidocious. Okay. All right, guys. Well, what did we do here for what did we do? BB kind of went out on a low. Apple really lost 137. Should have hung on to some of that. KOSS lost it. What do we do with GME? Wow, it really sold off in the last couple candles there. And BBBY, geez, it came down from 50 to 33 out the day. Yeah, if you're trading this right now, you're really late to the game. Much higher percentage chance you're going to be the one holding the bag. So, yeah, best to, if you haven't been in this, best to just watch. If you have been in this, it's best to just sit back and watch now. So, yeah, exactly. Don't fight that FOMO feeling. Or yeah. Okay, Mike, I'm going to drop off here. Have a good rest of the evening, everybody, afternoon. And we shall see you in the morning. Go ahead.